Hi, I'm just going to talk about this question that's categorized under technology. I'm just going to read it. Unemployment rates are rising, and one of the main reasons is because technology is replacing labor. How can we solve the unemployment crisis and improve the standards of living of workers when there is rapid growth in technology use? Okay. Well, I wanted to talk about this because I sort of agree with this and I sort of don't. I mean, obviously this question was sent by someone in a developed country. Because really, if you look at the impact of technology on balance, it definitely is creating jobs. But it is not necessarily creating jobs where jobs have historically existed. So, the single biggest impact of technology is to bring the world together, to allow more collaboration, to allow what we call in business value chains to emerge, that it connect different players in a variety of different parts of the world or in a city, but increasingly it's convenient and more affordable for a company to have some kind of work done in a region where the people will work for less. And that isn't comfortable for the people who might have otherwise done the job in a higher wage region, but for those people who get the job in the region where they are willing to work for less, the reason they're willing to work for less is because there are no other jobs there. So if you take a global view, I think you can argue that technology is an unalloyed benefit to employment. And the other way I think technology is a benefit to employment, and I'll get in a minute to how I agreed with this question, is that it's basically just increasing the pace of the economy. And when economic pace and economic activity speeds up, that tends to create more value and more productivity and more jobs, almost by definition. And I am very much a believer as a technology writer. I wrote a book about Facebook called The Facebook Effect, and I've written about technology for 20 years, that technology is increasing the pace of communication and therefore making a lot of things more efficient in modern society. Efficiency leads to productivity, overall leads to jobs. Again, those jobs may not be in the developed world, but let me just but there is a legitimate question. If the developed world is where we live, which I do, I live in New York, how are you going to get more jobs, especially for people with less training, in an age when technology is having all these effects? And I think we don't have the answer, especially in a country like the US where education is so disregarded. So the only real answer to unemployment caused by technology, which really is more about displacing jobs than actually making them unnecessary, is better education so that people can do higher value work. Because if the pace of the economy increases, there's always going to be work for people who are trained. That's my overall view on that. So thanks a lot.